debate is coming to an end in less than a week, and despite some interesting moments around the debates, it has not really heated up. From the primaries, Democratic candidate Bill de Blasio was way up there in the polls, and he's remained there ever since. Underdog Joe Lhota never really got his footing. Despite how often he tried to convince voters that his opponent was inexperienced and would be soft on crime, Joe Lhota was time after time outmatched in polls concerning public safety and overall well-being of the city after the next mayor is elected. In other words, voters have confidence in Bill de Blasio. Perhaps the biggest blow to Lhota's campaign in recent weeks was losing Staten Island. The borough, with its large demographic of older people, has been voting Republican for something like 28 years. Lhota was particularly intent on getting the support of Staten Islanders, mostly because de Blasio wasn't. Lhota made a number of campaign stops in Staten Island compared to de Blasio, and most notably, in the last debate, listed his most important work-related accomplishment as closing Fresh Kills landfill during his time as deputy mayor under Giuliani. And yet, even with his devotion to Staten Island, a recent poll showed that the majority of Staten Island residents were voting for de Blasio. This is an interesting development in my project. I'm focusing on the youth vote in this election, but with the largely older demographic of Staten Island voting for de Blasio, it appears that voters across all ages are looking for change. It's true that many of the things de Blasio is looking for affect all New Yorkers, though I maintain that it affects young voters most of all, because young people are looking for the opportunity to start their careers and lives in a city that is fast becoming inhospitable to them. But improving the economy and decreasing the income gap is a concern that's on the minds of all New Yorkers. Still, it is interesting because a lot of de Blasio's intentions, like putting limits on stop and frisk and taxing the wealthy, don't seem to be projects that appeal to older people. It looks like everyone just wants change from the past mayors and are expecting Bill de Blasio to deliver.